Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a wrap up for November and December because I filmed a wrap up for November but never went to edit it. So here we are. Also my hair is a mess because I'm trying something new with curling it and I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, but this was the only time I could film this video, so it's okay. It's okay. So the first book that I read in November was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is a reread for me, and I annotated this one as I've been annotating all of my Harry Potter rereads. And yes, I've been in love with annotating Harry Potter, and it's my new obsession in life, kind of annotating in general. Yeah, I just, have my own color coding system that I'm kind of going through. I might change it up a little bit. I've kind of just been using the same one for the Harry Potter books, so it just makes more sense to me. But yeah, this is the 5th book, so I'm not going to go into a summary. I think we all know what Harry Potter is about. Sorry if you don't. That's a sad life. I'm sorry. I understand if Harry Potter is not your thing, but Harry Potter is my life. I love everything about this. Well, not Umbridge, because she sucks. But yeah, this is one of my favorite books in the whole series, so I had a lot of fun rereading this and annotating this. There's a lot more green because green is frustration for me, like angry moments. And the whole book kind of angers me because Umbridge angers me, but that's okay, that's okay. We moved on from her. I'm on the Half-Blood Prince now. It's okay. I no longer have to deal with that annoying little pink lady. It's fine. This is a 5 out of 5 stars for me. There's not much to say about it, but it's Harry Potter. We know. We love. Thank you. The second book I read in November was Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. This is a Canadian children's book, and there's been a few adaptations of this story. I'm currently obsessed with Anne with an E on Netflix, which is based off of these books. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the show. I'm obsessed with the book. I'm just in love. This was a 5 out of 5 stars for me. I'm in love. It's just, Anne is such an interesting character for me. Okay, so basically, if you don't know what Anne of Green Gables is about, it's about this girl, Anne, who is an orphan, and she gets sent to the Cuthberts, who have a farm, and they needed a boy to do farm work, but instead they get Anne, which they're a little upset about in the beginning because they wanted a boy, but you know, Anne's just so amazing that they adapted and they loved her and they kept her, and it's just, I love it. Anne is one of those characters that I think I will love for the rest of my life. Her way she thinks about life is just so amazing for someone her age and for someone who's been through so much so early on. Her outlook on life is something that we should all have. She thinks so positive, and she's obsessed with reading, and that's me. We're the same in that part. Yes, and the reason I picked this up was because I became obsessed with the show, and I really wanted some Anne and Gilbert content in my life because the show's only giving me little bits and pieces, which is really irritating to me because I want it all now. But that's why I picked this up, and it didn't give me that, but it sets it up for the next book because this takes place within 4 years, and the show doesn't do that. The show follows the same events but with really more detailed stuff because it's not taking place within 4 years. Well, this does, and it's only 200, almost 300 pages. Yeah, it's 302 pages, so it's not really detailed on a bunch of events, so that's what the show does differently than the book. But yeah, I'm assuming in the next book I get more Anne and Gilbert content, which I'm really excited to read. I need to buy it. I want to find a set that has really nice covers that match because I want nice covers. But yes, I love this. I can't believe that I've never read this. Actually, I can, because I've never really read many classics except the ones that you have to do in school, but my goal for 2019 is to read more classics, which is probably what I say every year, but I really mean it this time. I really do. The last book I read in November was my favorite read of 2018, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This has become one of my favorite books of all time. I've never read anything by Leigh Bardugo. I never read the Grisha trilogy. This is my first time reading her work, and at first it took me a little bit to get into because I haven't read a fantasy book in a while, because 2018 was a huge reading slump, and when I did read it was contemporaries because they were easier for me. So it took me a little while to get into, and because I wasn't familiar with the Grisha world, kind of. But now I know, and I'm obsessed. The characters, I'm more of a character-driven reader, I've discovered, and the characters in this are 10 out of 10 amazing. I'm in love with every single one of my children in this book, and I'm Six of Crows trash now, is what I'm basically saying. If you don't know what this is about, it's about these group of misfit outlaw kids who have to go on this big heist to collect something. I'm not sure if it's a spoiler what they're supposed to be collecting, so I'm not going to say. But yeah, it's basically a heist novel, and you know, I didn't have any expectations because I've had this on my shelf since it came out, and I've never touched it. I think I read like 2 pages or something, and then I just didn't pick it up again. But then I read it for the book club that I'm part of on Instagram, and here we are. I already have Six of Crow bookmarks. I want a Six of Crows pillow. You know, things happen. I'm never casually in love with something. I become obsessed with things. It's part of my life, and it's sad, but you know, that's me. Yeah, so I loved the writing style that Leigh Bardugo has. I can't wait to read Crooked Kingdom. I held it off because I didn't want it to finish. I didn't want to leave my children. But January, this month, I'm going to read Crooked Kingdom because I miss my babies. Yes, that's 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 5 stars, whatever you want to decide. I'm trash. And then we hit December. December was really weird for me because I wasn't really into the Christmas spirit like I usually am. Like, I'm usually like full on dressed, Christmas clothing, Christmas songs 24/7, like I'm that person. But I wasn't doing that this year, and it just felt weird to me that it was Christmas. I don't know what was going on with me. It was just a weird month for me. Don't really know why, but I read 2 books. This is 4. 2 books. And they're both Christmas books, which, you know, contradicts what I just said. But I tried to participate in the 'Tis the Season-a-thon, which was in the beginning of December. And I went real strong, and then it just went like this. And then I didn't read that much for the rest of the month. So the first book I read was My New Crush Gave to Me by Shani Petroff. This is a Christmas story. Which one was this? Oh yeah. This girl really wants a boyfriend / date for this big Christmas party at the end of December, and I think she's on the newspaper magazine for her school or whatever, and she really wants to date the football jock everyone loves, that sort of deal, and she enlists the help of his cousin to help her, and you know, things happen. It's very predictable, and I really loved the cousin JD. He was my favorite part of the story, and you know, I think you could assume what would happen if a guy is spending more time with the main girl than the love interest she wants. I mean, you know, it's predictable. But I liked it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The 3 stars is mainly for JD because he was so cute. There's not much to say. It was just a Christmas story. And the second book was Snow and Love, which is 4 short stories, holiday stories by Melissa De La Cruz, Nick Stone, Amy Friedman, and Casey West. So Casey West was the first story, and I became obsessed with the first story. It was, let me read the little one-liner description. A snowy road trip takes an unexpected detour when secrets and crushes are revealed. So basically, the main girl gets trapped at the airport to go home for Christmas, and she runs into people she knew from school, or someone she knew from school, and he offers her a ride on their road trip home, and some romance happens. And I thought it was so freaking cute. I love this story. This was my favorite story out of all 4. It was wonderful. And then Amy Friedman's was a Hanukkah story, which was okay. I didn't really feel anything towards. And the same with Melissa De La Cruz. Hers was okay too. I didn't, you know, fall in love like I did with Casey West. And then Nick Stone was a female-to-female short story Christmassy romance. Casey West and Nick Stone's short stories were my favorite of the 4. I really want to try Casey West books out now because I loved her short story. And I know a lot of people say her books are and they're not really much. But after that short story, I want to try it out for myself because I don't want to put my full trust in other people's opinions, and that short story blew my mind. So now I want to read her books for like when I'm feeling all contemporary. Is that a word? I just made it a word. But those are all the books that I read in November and December. Hopefully there's going to be a lot more books to talk about next year because my goal is to read 100 books. We shall see. It's just because I read like 20 books this year or last year, 2018, and it just didn't feel right. I didn't have anything to talk about. I couldn't do a favorites video because I mostly just reread Harry Potter, and yeah, I just wanted to read more, go outside my comfort zone and stuff like that. So fingers crossed I stick with that goal. We shall see. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite book of 2018 was, and see you in my next video. Bye!